After the diver did everything possible to save the life of a humpback whale, he was completely stunned by the way this massive sea creature chose to express its gratitude. The story began on a dark night in the cold waters of the Atlantic Ocean, near the coast of a remote Norwegian town, where a lone humpback whale moved quietly along the shoreline, unaware of the deadly danger lurking ahead. At first, everything seemed serene. The massive creature glided smoothly in the depths as if part of the element itself, but the night darkness in the ocean is so dense that even such large and sensitive creatures are unable to notice man-made traps in time. At one point, the whale suddenly ran into a tangled system of strong fishing cables and was instantly trapped, which began to tighten around it with every movement. Entangled in thick ropes, it began to struggle desperately, thrashing and trying to break free, but the harder it resisted, the tighter the ropes became, digging into its body and causing increasing pain. Like any wild animal caught in a trap, it panicked, rolling in the icy water again and again, not realizing that every movement only made the situation worse, turning the trap into deadly shackles. Hours passed, strength left it, and at some point the exhausted whale was almost motionless, staying in one place and rising to the surface for air with its last strength, while heavy ropes cut deep into its skin, leaving painful wounds, and there was no one around who could hear its silent cry for help. The next morning, a team of marine researchers went to sea on their vessel, the Northern Star, not suspecting that an ordinary day would turn into a tense rescue operation that would change the life of one of them forever. Among them was an experienced diver named Alex Reynolds, a man who had dedicated most of his life to the ocean, but even his years of experience could not prepare him for what they were about to see. While the team was on deck discussing plans, the radio suddenly came to life, and the anxious voice of a local fisherman reported strange activity in the water, and that a large animal appeared to be desperately struggling for survival. The ship's captain, Michael Thorne, immediately demanded exact coordinates, and within minutes the team headed to the specified point, overcoming cold waves and morning mist. Reaching the spot about 8 miles from shore, they stopped the engines, and the silence that followed allowed them to see what was happening. Among the waves was a whale that raised its head above the water and looked directly at the people, as if assessing their intentions. At first, it seemed that it was just behaving strangely, but soon one of the team members noticed that the water around it was stretched with lines going into the depths, and it became clear that the animal was not free, but actually chained to the bottom by a heavy load. A closer inspection revealed that the whale was entangled in numerous crab traps that fishermen had left on the bottom, and overnight they had filled with catch, increasing their weight to more than a ton, turning into an anchor holding the whale in place. The situation was critical because, unlike fish, whales must regularly surface to breathe, and it was clear that every such movement was becoming harder for it, and its strength was rapidly draining. The captain gave the order to try to free it from the surface, and the team hooked one of the lines, connecting it to a winch. But the load turned out to be too great. The mechanism could not withstand it, and the cable broke with a loud crack, making everyone realize that help could not be provided this way. It was at this moment that Alex made a decision that required not only professionalism but also great courage, for he well understood that great white sharks often appear in these waters, especially when the blood of a wounded animal is present in the water, capable of attracting predators from a great distance. Despite the risk, he stated that he would go underwater, and after a short hesitation, the captain agreed, realizing that there was almost no time left. Alex quickly prepared his gear, carefully checking every element, especially the knife that was to be his main tool, and giving last instructions to the team to watch the surface for sharks, dove into the icy water. Soon he was joined by other divers, and together they approached the whale, which at first watched them warily. Its gaze, full of fatigue and distrust, as if it did not understand whether the people had come to help or harm. Alex acted with maximum caution, reached out and gently touched the animal, trying not to scare it, and then began to methodically cut the ropes, each of which could have been the last mistake if he had chosen the wrong line and provoked a sudden shift of the heavy load. The work was grueling and dangerous. His hands grew tired, breathing through the regulator became heavier, but he continued, focusing on only one goal: to free the whale. Gradually, line by line, the bonds weakened, and at some point the last rope was cut, after which the whale, with a powerful movement of its tail, went into the depths and disappeared from view, leaving the divers with a sense of relief and joy. However, the story did not end there, because moments later the massive creature returned, rising from the darkness directly to Alex, who was still in the water. For a split second, he froze, not knowing what to expect, but what happened next surpassed all assumptions. The whale began to gently touch him with its body, softly nudging and circling him with fluid movements, as if demonstrating gratitude. It moved with a striking caution despite its size, describing wide circles around the diver and even forming a smooth figure 8, creating the impression of a kind of dance. The people on board watched this in complete amazement, not believing that a wild animal was capable of such meaningful and tender behavior towards a human. For Alex, this moment became something more than just a successful rescue operation. It turned into a vivid and almost surreal memory that stayed with him forever, reminding him that even in the harsh and dangerous world of the ocean, manifestations of trust and gratitude between creatures of different worlds are possible. Dear viewers, what do you think about this story? Please tell us in the comments, and if you like this video, give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Goodbye.